get y'all a Cee Bees burger, man. Look at that big juicy burger. Ooh.
Your smile,
Bust.
you, me, and this. What we gonna do, baby?
Best burger in the city, man.
Two all beef patties. Let me get that white stuff out of the car. She hasn't stopped since. That's it, I know.
All right. Welcome everybody to another episode of Mic Check Black Voices Unfiltered. Today we have a very special guest. Okay, y'all. It's Miss Chiconna Bowman.
Woo! Chiconna Bowman.
So just to let y'all know, if it wasn't for Chiconna opening her doors to us, there would be no hooligans today. Okay?
Okay.
Ain't that right, Mona?
Oh, yes.
Man, the very first show in the city was thrown right here. Okay, right next door. Okay? And we packed out the house.
You want to tell us how all this came about? It was, first of all, let me put out a disclaimer. Okay. This is for comedic purposes only. Do not fuck with my job. I'm a comedian tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So now I'm with the Ha Hooligans. Mm-hmm. And the way it came about, Facebook is a beast for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's the devil, and it's a blessing, because what happened through Facebook with me and Mona was nothing but a blessing. Mm-hmm. She posted about looking for a venue. How long ago that was? 3 years ago. And I got in my feelings, and I inboxed her. I said, "You looking for what?" And they called me, and it literally went from there. Y'all get the backstory later, but
so we could get the question.
It was God's plan. It was God's plan. One thing about God's timing and what you're trying to do, all you got to do is be patient, manifest what you're trying to do, and put your hands in, because like my grandma used to say, us need to stick together in order to build a dream and to grow as a people, and stop using that old white man on me, all that stuff. We got. You see, the white man is not holding us back. No, it's us holding each other back. And all, you a woman, she a woman, I'm a woman. And then you got 3 different generations.
I'm in my 30s.
I'm in my 40s. 48, knocking on 50. All of us are business owners. You heard that right. From Greenville, Mississippi, the Delta. All of us got our own business. Who would have thought of that? Had I not made a post and she got in my inbox, because she was like, hey, you forgot about me. And I'm like, hey. And it's been on and popping ever since.
So of course now we gotta get up in your business.
Cause you're all in my business. I'm gonna let y'all get a little in my business, but not all in my business. So hit me with
for the folks who don't know you, who is, in your own words, who is Chiconna Bowman?
I am somewhat of an enigma. You hear about this, you never see it for yourself, but here I am in the flesh. Some people say I'm a bitch. They say I'm nasty. They don't know the nice part. Well, I got one. You are intimidating. When you about your business as a woman, you're intimidating. I'm not intimidating. You're stubborn. I'm stubborn because I stand on business. I'm not gonna let
my favorite one. Which one? We always get labeled when they can't control you. I made a post yesterday. Nope. Crazy.
Oh, I'm definitely crazy. I
feeling.
wear that with a badge. I wear that with a badge, baby.
One thing.
I'd rather be crazy than be a doormat. And that's what most of our problems are. When you run a business, people think they're supposed to walk over you because they think you need their business to survive. I'm not one of those. When I first opened, I said my business wasn't for everybody. And we'll get into why I opened, but this is not my first rodeo. And all money ain't good money.
You're right.
So I'd rather not have some money sometimes than to deal with.
Why you say all money not good money? We put it out there.
We'll get further
into it.
Okay.
So
but Chiconna Bowman is an enigma.
Okay.
Not to be believed, but you see it with your own eyes.
Okay, enigma. Y'all hear? So you juggle being a businesswoman and a teacher. I know you've been a teacher for how many years?
I started at 19. I'm 48.
Whoa.
You do the math.
So if you 1 + 1 is 2, that means she ain't doing it for the money.
She in there.
So what made you step into the business side of Cee Bees?
Well, my family, I come from a background of cafe owners. For anybody from Greenville that knows Shotgun Lounge on Nelson Street, Smith Cafe, back in the 80s, 90s, that's where I was born. I was born in Columbus, came here. I've been here since the 80s, been in Greenville ever since. We had the Shotgun Lounge on Nelson, 900 Nelson. So I'm from Nelson, Hines Street, Strange Park area, Moore Street. I'm from all over. But coming from a background of cafe owners, but then my mom stepped out into education.
Okay.
So that's how I followed into education. But when I was teaching, when it got kind of stressful, I always used to go back to, if I ever own a business, I go back into the cafe. And so one year while I was at Coleman, just talking shit.
You remember what year?
It was in 2010, 11, something like that.
Okay.
I'm teaching 7th grade at Coleman. We had one of them PDs, professional development meetings, and I was sitting on the steps, and I say, man, if I ever get back in the cafe business, Lord, I'd lead teaching. Just speaking into existence like I did with you. Somebody made a statement. You teach Nate Watkins' son, they got a building on theirs. You need to holler at him. I'm like, what?
Who said that?
One of the teachers. Okay. When I made the statement about if I ever could get a business or, go into a cafe, I put it out there. And they was like, you teach Nate's son, holler at him. I remember his daddy picked him up every day. I walked to his daddy's car and I asked him, I said, you got a building? He was like, yeah. And whoop-de-whoop, long story short, God's timing. He said, I got a building on Nelson. You can get it because it's been empty for 3 years. Ain't nobody been in there. I'll let you get it. Whoop-de-whoop. So that was 2010, 2011. I kept it for about 2.5 years, me and my dad. 2013, I closed. Business that fell off. Me not being prideful. I'm not going to hold a business to say I got a business and I'm not making no money and I'm paying out my pocket.
Right.
So I shut the doors.
Okay.
But I always said, when I closed in 2013, I said, I'll be back. Don't know when, don't know where, but I'll be back.
You put it out there.
I put it out there.
So that leads to our next question then. What was your vision when you opened here on Walnut?
That's a tough one because it wasn't a happy thing. My dad was murdered in 2020. And so this building was built on tragedy, but I turned my pain into purpose. Again, speaking into existence. He was murdered. They burned the house. They stole his car. When I was able to get some of the things out of the house, one of the memorabilia that I had was a card that said, it was a birthday card, said, "Love, Cee Bees." I told my cousin, Ladera Richards, he the reason that Cee Bees is in existence. I said, if I ever get another building, a business, I'm going to name it Cee Bees in honor of my father. That was in April or May of 2020. I ain't have a dime. Didn't know about this building. Building had been empty again for 3 years. None but God.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. We can all attest to that.
So what's the most memorable event that ever happened at Cee Bees since you've been open so far?
Just to get open, first of all, in 2020. With no backing, nobody helping me. I reached out to people just trying to see who was with me when I had this vision. Nobody saw the vision but me. And I'm like, I reached out to some people who had some money. No, okay. I ended up getting it. And it's mine. And to still say that I'm here 5 years later. Everybody didn't expect me to get the place, first of all. They didn't expect me to succeed 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. But we at year 5. That's my biggest accomplishment, to still be here and running.
And memorable.
And not suffering, playing like I own a business and struggling to keep the business going. This is mine. Yeah. So that's my most memorable event.
If you had to describe Cee Bees in 3 words, what would they be?
3 words?
3.
Not for everybody. I was finna try to think of 3 concrete words, but not for everybody. NFE. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. I mean it with a most sincere heart, because people think if they patronize you, you owe them something.
Yep.
And that goes back to me saying, all money ain't good money. Yeah. I'd rather not make a dime than for you to think you can come in here and
run mine.
Cause y'all, listen, y'all have seen it.
Yeah.
How they blast a business on Facebook, and you'll shut them down so fast, make your head spin. But they don't do it to everybody's business.
Yeah.
It's certain ones, especially female.
Yeah.
So, not for everybody. That's Cee Bees 3 words.
So if you could create your own, what would the teacher's survival meal look like? If you could create your own.
A teacher survival meal.
Teacher survival meal.
And you've been in the game
20 plus years.
20 plus years.
Yep. Survival meal.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, it's for entertainment purposes. Water, alcohol, and weed.
Y'all gonna survive. I will survive. Y'all got water, alcohol, and weed. I will survive.
You gotta stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
All right, so next question. What's next for you? What is next for Chiconna Bowman?
Shit. Really? Just to maintain what I have going on now. Again, just to be in this space on Walnut Street, the historic downtown area where everybody talks about other businesses, but they don't talk about the one minority woman-owned business. So I'm just to stay here and stand on business.
So this picking back on what you just answered, why was it so important to put Cee Bees downtown on Walnut Street? What does that mean for Greenville, Mississippi? What does that mean for you?
It wasn't my plan. It was God's plan.
That's it.
I never, when I told y'all when I closed my business on this, I never envisioned where I was going, but I knew I was going somewhere. And I guess because of how my dad was murdered, and the connection that we had, and the business sense that I had, it was God's plan. Long story short, the way I got this business, somebody asked me to ride down here during the pandemic with them. We pulled up to this building, but we weren't coming to this building because this building was closed. We went across the street. That's when he had just started his patio over there. We sitting out on the patio, we having a cocktail, we talking. I look across the street. I said, what they gonna do with that building? Conversation was like, oh, it's empty. Whoop de whoop de whoop, da da da. That was as far as the conversation got in my mind, because I didn't have no money. I didn't have a plan. But when we left out, I was told, call and see what they want. Da da da. I'm like, I ain't got no money. I wrote they had a for sale sign. I wrote the number in my hand. Didn't use it. Till the next day, I called, asked how much they wanted for the building. I ain't got no goddamn $80,000 damn dollars. Where the fuck am I gonna get $80,000 from? But God, when I tell you, I was approved for a loan more than the building was worth.
Yes, Lord.
But then a hater hated on me. I was disqualified from the loan.
Haters.
But God.
But God.
But Cee Bees,
I cried and I was like, Lord, you did not put this taste in my mouth and take it away. And so it was a blessing in disguise, because had I got more than what the bill was worth, I probably would have been in default by now, because I took that money and used it the wrong way.
God's timing.
God's timing.